everybody, and welcome to part 2 of our Pokemon Sun and Moon discussion. In this video, we're going to talk about everything from Alolan forms, Ultra Beasts, Straw Captains, Aether Foundation, Team Skull, Hyper Training, Battle Royale, Pokeride, and Pokepelago.
And we'll give our overall take on the game at the end.
Yep. Alright, so we're going to start talking about Alolan forms, which are new forms of Gen 1 Pokemon who have adapted in some way, shape, or form to migrating to the region of Alola. So first up is Alolan Sandshrew, who is Ice Steel, and he's like a little mini igloo, and he's cute, and I like him.
Awesome. I love what they've done with Sandshrew and
Alolan Sandslash, which is also Ice Steel, and he's got those cool icy spikes on his back. And I really like the way he's designed, and I want to use him in this game.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Right. Kind of the counterpart to what these guys are is Alolan Vulpix and Alolan Ninetales, who are both ice. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Vulpix is just ice. Alolan Ninetales gains ice and fairy as a secondary typing. And they're cool, but I mean, I would prefer regular Ninetales to the way that Alolan Ninetales looks, personally.
Yeah, conceptually, it's a really great. It's really well done, and it's a really cool concept. But I do like. I tend to lean towards fire over ice or a water type anyway for some reason. So
yeah, I know a lot of people who are really excited to use these Pokemon, and with good reason. They're cool and they're well designed, but nothing is as good as Alolan Exeggutor.
Oh my god!
Grass Dragon, because why not?
Nothing but neck.
Yeah, and if you watch, there's a video out there where they talk about really like why Alolan Exeggutor is designed the way it is, and it makes sense from a regional standpoint because if palm trees that are more inland are shorter and they look stumpier like regular Exeggutor, whereas in areas like Hawaii and coastal areas, palm trees are taller and skinnier so that they can survive flooding.
Yep.
So it actually makes sense. He doesn't just look stupid for no reason.
Still one of my favorite Alolan forms, though.
Next up is Alolan Meowth. It's a pure dark type, and I really don't care for it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they were really going for.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do anything for me.
Let's make him dark, and then let's make his evolution have a bigger head.
Yep, because next up is Alolan Persian, which is big-headed ugly Persian. Yep. Also pure dark. And I don't care for that either. That's nothing for me.
Yeah. But another one of my favorite Alolan forms here is Alolan Marowak.
That's Fire and Ghost, and I also really, really appreciate this design, and I really want to use one on my team.
Yes, I am right there. The design is really cool. I'm kind of intrigued to see what it's going to look like shiny.
It's playing on the whole fire dancer aspect of Polynesian and Hawaiian culture.
Yeah.
Next up after that is Alolan Raichu. It's electric psychic. It surfs on its tail, and it looks pretty cute.
I think it's an homage to Surfing Pikachu, and
it very well may be.
For sure, I definitely think that's where they're going with this, but or maybe the Big Kahuna episode in the anime.
Yeah, that too maybe. I'll end up using one at some point. I don't know if it'll be on my main playthrough.
Yeah.
After Raichu is Alolan Rattata, which is a dark normal type. It's like a black Rattata with like a little mini mustache thing instead of whiskers, and it's there, and I don't care.
Mm-hmm. They made it quad weak against fighting types.
Yeah, he gonna get wrecked.
Super
After Alolan Rattata is also dark normal Alolan Raticate, which is like a black Raticate who ate too much.
Yeah, he just looks chubby.
Yeah.
That's literally all it is.
Yep, I don't care.
Yeah.
Moving on, Alolan Grimer, Poison Dark. He looks a little weird.
Yeah.
But then
you get Alolan Muck,
who is Rainbow Muck.
Psychedelic.
Poison Dark as well. And I'll use one of those at some point. I like Muck, and I like this Muck as well. Yeah. Not a whole lot to say.
Yeah.
All of those that we just talked about were officially revealed by Nintendo, but we're also going to throw in Alolan Dugtrio because he has been officially announced in a way, shape, or form because
he was in the demo.
There's a way to see him in the demo, which is playable to everybody. And we don't know anything about him because we don't know his typing, but we know he has magnificent hair.
He is fabulous. He is amazing.
He joins the ranks of Mega Ampharos as far as good hair.
Yep.
So, moving from there,
we're going to go over and talk about the
Ultra Beasts. There's not a lot to say about them. They haven't really announced anything. There's a UB01, which looks like this. There's UB02, Absorption and Beauty. Absorption, the red one, is only in Pokemon Sun, and then Beauty is only in Pokemon Moon. Like I said, they haven't really said anything a whole lot about them, but I'm sure that they're going to be a big deal in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure it's going to play into the storyline somehow. But
all right, moving on. The next topic that we're going to talk about is basically trial captains and how that is replacing the gym as far as the mechanic of how you move through the game and how you do things, basically.
Yep.
Trial captains will give you some sort of task. Every task will be different, and I like that aspect over gyms because gym battles, they always feel the same in a way, shape, or form, but at least this could be more like a regular RPG, different kind of fetch quests, like you have to do this, but then those are scattered throughout the region. Each island has its own kahuna, which is a trainer you're going to have to beat in order to progress from that island.
Yeah.
Along with all of this idea, there's also totem Pokemon, which after you beat any given trial, you have to beat a totem Pokemon, which is a bigger and stronger version of that Pokemon, who can call in support Pokemon to fight with them. So, like, if you're fighting a totem Gumshoos, he's going to call in a Yungoos to help him beat you.
Yep. Interesting changes. I'm interested to see how it's going to feel, how it's going to play out. Because I'm always down for changes in games that are basically the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. Pokemon for the last 20 years pretty much has been doing the same formula, and while there is a certain level of don't fix what's not broken, it's nice to see them trying for the 20th anniversary to throw something new and different out there that, people like us who've been playing since the beginning can appreciate, but it can also make it fresh, and it's a new feeling for people who are just joining the franchise as well.
Yep.
So while I'm a tad skeptical on how I'm going to feel about this overall once I've played the game, I'm optimistic at least that it's a good change of pace.
Skeptically optimistic
is a good way to put it.
That's a good way to put it.
All right. Next, we're going to talk about Z moves, which are like a really powerful version of a move that Pokemon can use once per. I think it's once per battle.
Yeah.
There's different Z moves. There's one per type. I'm sorry. For each Pokemon type, and then select Pokemon such as Pikachu and Snorlax are going to get their own special, unique Z move.
Yeah.
But from what I can tell, there's not a whole lot of Pokemon that are getting their own Z move.
Right.
So most people will be limited to the one per type.
Yeah.
You have to have a Z crystal for that type to use that move. So if you want your Rowlet to use the Grass Z move, which is actually called Bloom Doom, he has to have the Grass Z crystal, I believe is how that works.
Mm-hmm.
And what you do is you attach it to any grass move he has on them. So a Z move that's attached to Leafage is not going to be as powerful as a Z move that is attached to a more powerful grass move such as Leaf Storm or something like that. It's a good way to not break the game. So you get Z moves pretty early on, but their power advances as you advance in the game, so it doesn't completely break the game. So I can at least appreciate that.
Yeah, and I think a couple of the Alolan forms are getting their own.
Alolan Executor gets his own Z move because he's important.
And I know Alolan Raichu gets one as well.
That one I haven't seen. Stoked Spark Surfer. That is not the best name, but okay.
Yeah,
Pulverizing Pancake is Snorlax's. I like that
amazing.
One. I like the name at least.
Yep.
All right, so after Z moves, we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about what Nintendo is at least selling us as the bad guy team of this region, and that would be Team Skull. Yep. I say what they're selling to us as the bad team because I speculate that they may not actually be the bad team, or they may not be the only bad team.
Correct.
Team Skull just basically looks like a bunch of thugs that wear chains and sunglasses and think that they're cool and they dance and they're ridiculous. And I think I kind of love it because Team Flare was weird for me because I don't know, they just didn't do a whole lot for me. At least these guys, it's almost like they're being sold to you as just thugs, and if you've played the demo, the lackeys that you fight there are ridiculous and stupid, and it's like Nintendo is self-aware, at least at this point, that this team is ridiculous and should be sold as such.
Yes.
But moving on from Team Skull would be the Aether Foundation, which is an organization in Alola that is against Team Skull, and they set up the artificial island as the Aether Foundation and it's
the Aether Paradise. It's gonna be where Pokemon that have been hurt by Team Skull and Pokemon can take refuge from Team Skull's antics.
And a lot of people are speculating, and I agree that everything is not going to be sunny and rainbows with the Aether Foundation. I think that they may actually be the bad guys in the long run, or they may be
the worst guys.
Or maybe Team Skull is bad, but they're worse, or maybe Team Skull's really not bad, and these are the bad guys. I would be surprised if everything turned out to be sun and rainbows with the Aether Foundation, but maybe we'll see really soon.
Yeah.
Right. Moving on from the Aether Foundation, we're next going to talk about hyper training, which is kind of just a build on to what super training is in Gen 6. In super training, you can up your EVs. In hyper training, you can actually up your IVs. So this can help put an end to people having to breed forever to get a competitively viable Pokemon, where you can take a non-competitively viable Pokemon and you can make it competitively viable in both its IVs and its EVs. And I think that that's great, because it reached a certain point where playing Pokemon almost becomes like a chore when you have to spend so long rebreeding to try to get a good version of a Pokemon, and this will fix that problem.
Yeah. It does look like your Pokemon does have to hit level 100 based on the info that we've been given.
Yeah.
In order to do the IV training. But that kind of makes sense, because it's got to be something you're going to want to use.
I believe you'll be able to EV train before 100, so you can always EV train it, and then once it hits 100, you can boost those IVs to help it hit that max potential. There's some sort of system, I think, with bottle caps or something. You have to earn them to be able to do it, and I don't know how that'll work, and I don't know how hard it'll be to earn bottle caps, but we'll find out.
Yeah,
the fact that it's in there at all, though, I think is a really, really good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, there is currently it is currently unknown how to get bottle caps, so we will have to wait another week or so here and
to find out.
All
right, moving on from hyper training, we're going to talk about Battle Royale, which is a new battle mode in Pokemon Sun and Moon, in which 4 Pokemon can battle each other. And I think that that's cool. It seems like, the next step after you add in rotation battles and triple battles, stuff like that. This seems like the next step, and I think that that's cool. I don't know a whole lot about the rules here, if you want to read those off.
Yep. Battle Royale rules. The rules for this mode are pretty straightforward. As soon as one player has lost all of their Pokemon, the battle is over. You go in with I think it's 3 Mons.
Up to 3, I think.
Up to 3. And so as soon as one player has lost each of their Mons, then the battle is over. To determine the winner, the results are tallied up based on how many Pokemon each player managed to take out, as well as how many they have left, which I think is kind of an odd way of tallying that. Instead of it being the last alive, which is usually how people, when they've kind of been doing the free-for-all battles at current, have been doing it.
I do think that this will help keep it a little fresh, though, because it'll be like a different kind of mindset when you're in these battles. Like, who do I need to take out first? Who's going to be my problem? Who's taking out more Pokemon, so I should try to take theirs out, kind of thing.
Yeah. So as soon as one person takes out a Mon, you're going to have somebody else gunning for that person to make sure that they don't.
They'll be crazy. So these battles are going to be crazy, and I think that's cool.
Yeah. It's definitely a cool format. I'm looking forward to seeing how it's gonna play out.
Next up, we're gonna talk about a mechanic called Poke Ride, which everybody is all about, from everything I can hear, because this is replacing HMs. Those moves that you have to stick on a Pokemon to progress through the game, and usually you don't want them there, and they're extremely hard to get rid of because you can only do that by going to a move tutor. Move deleter.
Yeah.
Sorry. But this is basically a system where you can ride Charizard, you can ride Lapras in the water, you can ride around on Tauros and
Sharpedo,
and to help you progress through the air, through the water, through the land, and smash rocks. This will replace those HMs. Some HMs are sticking in the game from what the leak has shown.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go into huge detail, but just know you can still use Surf. You can still use Fly.
Yep.
Those will be TMs now, which will be great, because then you can teach these moves if you want to use them, but you can get rid of them whenever you want.
Yeah, so if you come across a move that's better than Fly, which...
I'm actually speculating, and I don't know if this is true, that you may not have to do the rideable Pokemon in the game. Like, if a Pokemon knows Fly, I almost feel like you'll be able to use it to Fly. Yeah. But it's nice to not need to teach it to a Pokemon, or if you do end up teaching it to a Pokemon, you can get rid of it whenever you want.
Yeah.
So I think that this is nothing but a good thing for the games, and I hope that this isn't just a Gen 7 thing. I hope that this stays.
This stays, yeah.
So when Gen 8 eventually comes out way down the road, that they don't decide to bring HMs back.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree.
All right, so the last thing on our agenda here we're going to talk about is Poképelago, which is a set of mini games you can play with the Pokemon that are inside your box. So, according to what they've said, you can increase the amount of islands that you play the mini games on by doing something. I don't know a whole lot of details about this. It's neat to be able to do something with the Pokemon that you put in the PC, because usually they sit there and they're neglected and you don't care about them.
And I think you have to send a specific, you have to specifically set certain Pokemon to go to Poképelago. And the more Pokemon you have going to Poképelago, the more items you have a chance of getting, the more islands you can get to. It'll be really cool to see how this plays out. I was pretty stoked when I saw this in one of the ads. Because it lets you get things that are harder to get items like Firestones, Leaf Stones, those kinds of things.
Each island will accomplish different things. There's Isle of Beans, which basically helps you collect more Pokemon, which will then possibly join you. So it looks like you can get Pokemon for free through a minigame, which is cool.
Yeah.
There's Isle Epon, which that's the one he was just talking about. It helps you get things like evolutionary stones, which can actually be harder to get. So that's cool. There's Isle Evolup. Ha ha ha. That was so cleverly named.
It was.
But it gets you different items, things that boost your effort values, things that boost your stats is what it looks like, honestly.
Yeah, it's boost your EVs, boost your level, because there's a level boost drink that you can get.
Those are the three that they've stated as what they are named.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's one more that has been shown, which
they didn't really give a name, but
it's something to do with berries.
Yeah, it's a berry planting system.
And I don't really use berries very often, so it doesn't do a whole lot for me personally. But I mean, it's cool that it's there.
Yeah, it'll be good for the competitive folks who put berries on their mons all the time for competitive battling. So
yeah, so overall, what would you say your opinion is pre-release for Pokemon Sun and Moon?
I'm looking forward to it. It's a new leaf in the Pokemon games. It's an interesting turn. There's a lot of new things that they're adding that I'm excited for. Hyper training makes me happy. It means I can use half of the shinies that I got via Wonder Trade that were complete garbage that I can now actually turn into something worthwhile.
Yep, I agree. And I'm gonna second those sentiments. I haven't been excited this much for a Pokemon game to come out in quite a while. Probably since the remakes for Gold and Silver came out.
Yeah.
And I was excited for those for different reasons. For the nostalgia, and because I think Gold and Silver are some of the best Pokemon games that they've ever made to date.
Oh, for sure.
But this one makes me excited for new things, not for old things.
Yeah, I was excited for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire because of the nostalgia factors, but I wasn't this excited.
Same here. And you know what? When X and Y came out, they were new, and I liked them. I played them a lot. When Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out, I was really excited for them for the nostalgia factor, but then I played them, and I lost interest with them after beating them a lot faster than I thought I would.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for freshness in Pokemon, in the mechanics, in the Pokemon themselves, in the region. I'm just excited to play through a new game and move on to that next chapter.
Yeah, and then just the number of features that they're adding.
It's pretty astounding.
It's pretty cool. The whole Poképelago, Z-Move, everything is just...
Should be a good time.
Yeah, can't wait.
All right, I guess that pretty much wraps it up for this video.
Yeah.
Hope that you enjoyed what we had to talk about. Maybe some of these things were things you hadn't learned about, so maybe we're able to educate you slightly. We'll catch you guys in the next video then.
Yep. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And we will talk to you guys later.
Yeah, okay, bye.